Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me for Getting Ready for Middle School, Episode 3. This week, we're going to talk about test taking. How are your test taking skills? Do you get nervous? Do you procrastinate? Do you study at the last minute? Do you cram? Do you stay up all night trying to study and trying to memorize information? Remember that first episode we did where we talked about sleep and how important sleep was? We don't want to go into a very important test tired and asleep. So here's a short video. Actually, it's kind of a long video. I'm really sorry. I had a hard time finding the videos I was looking for on test-taking anxiety.
Hi friends, welcome to another social emotional learning video from Mile Marks. Today we will be talking about test anxiety. In this video you will learn these 3 things. 1. What is test anxiety? 2. How can it affect you? And 3. What you can do about it. Ready? Let's get started. So what exactly is test anxiety? Imagine this. You stay up most of the night studying for your math quiz. You feel good. You feel great. You feel confident. The next day, when it's time to take the quiz, you start to feel really nervous. You can't think clearly, and you're forgetting everything that you studied. You feel sick, you're sweating, and starting to feel a little bit dizzy. You just know that you're going to fail the quiz and you'll have to drop out of school. Everyone will be disappointed in you. Has this ever happened to you? If so, you may have been experiencing test anxiety. Test anxiety is the worried or nervous feeling that some people get when it's time to take a test or quiz. Test anxiety is a type of performance anxiety. That means that you get nervous or scared in a situation where you feel pressured to perform well. You feel like you have to do a good job or you'll look bad in front of other people. It might happen before a piano recital, a soccer game, or when you have to give a speech in front of the whole classroom. Test anxiety can affect your body, feelings, and thoughts. Someone with test anxiety might experience these things happening to their body. You might start to feel shaky, get a headache, get butterflies in your stomach, start sweating, have trouble breathing, feel dizzy, and your heart might start beating faster. Test anxiety can bring on feelings of anger, helplessness, hopelessness, and fear. You may also feel stressed and overwhelmed. It can also cause you to have negative thoughts about yourself. You might think, I'm just not good enough, or I just know I'm going to fail. You might even compare yourself to how you think others are performing. Your mind might also be focused on thinking of all the times you've ever failed at something before. Test anxiety can even make you blank out. This means that you forget everything that you studied. All your hard work, gone. Whoa, that's a lot. With all of this going on, it's hard for someone with test anxiety to focus on doing a good job on the test, so they usually end up performing poorly. And this can make the anxiety even worse for next time. If this sounds like you, not to worry. Here are some tips on how to cope. 1. Be prepared. Do a good job studying so that you can feel confident about taking the test. You should start studying at least a few days before. Make sure that you are understanding what you're reading. If you think that you're not very good at studying, talk to a teacher or a parent for tips on how to improve your study skills. 2. Have a positive attitude. Use positive self-talk to quiet the negative thoughts roaming in your head. Positive self-talk is when you say or think things to yourself to help improve your mood. Some examples of things you can say are, you can do it, or you've got this, or I don't have to be perfect, I just have to try my best. You'll have to work extra hard to stop your thoughts from turning negative. Instead of thinking about the worst possible thing that can happen, visualize yourself being successful. 3. Learn to relax. Find ways to calm your body before, during, and after the test. The more relaxed you are, the better you will be able to focus on doing a good job. You can relax by taking deep breaths, getting some fresh air, asking a teacher if you can squeeze a stress ball, practicing meditation, or thinking of yourself standing in a relaxing place. You want to make sure to use these skills during the test too if you feel yourself starting to become anxious. After the test, try not to stress yourself out worrying about how you did. Do something fun and just be glad that the test is over. 4. Take your time on the test. Just focus on figuring out one question at a time. Take a deep breath and read each question carefully. Don't spend too much time on one problem. Try your best to answer it correctly and then move on to the next one. 5. Talk to an adult. If test anxiety is something that happens to you a lot, make sure to talk to a parent, school counselor, or teacher. Tell them about all the things that happen to you when it's time to take a test. They might be able to work with you to come up with coping skills that can help you be successful. As always, with any coping skill, you have to practice, practice, practice. That's all we have for you today. I hope you learned a lot and
Okay, so a lot of the things that I'm also going to say were in this video, so they might just be a review of this video. This is a test-taking skill that I found that you could remind yourself with the word breathe. Breathe deeply, rest well the night before, eat a healthy breakfast, always read the directions, take your time, there's no need to rush, have confidence in yourself, and energize by stretching during breaks, whatever you need to do. This was another one I found. Read the question carefully, explain your answer, add supporting details, double check your work. These next ones I'm going to share with you are some test-taking skills that have worked for me over the years. Read the entire test before answering even that first question. Sometimes the answer you need is in other questions, and reading the entire test and maybe seeing how long it is and seeing what is in store for you, there might be some answers in there or some helpful hints. If you don't know it, skip it. Circle it, take a deep breath, move on, come back to it at the end. We can get stuck on one particular problem, and that's not going to help us at all. Take the test one question at a time. If you're on problem 8, you're focused on problem 8. Don't worry about what comes next. Don't worry about the essay at the end. That's part of that mindfulness that we talked about, being in the moment. Just be on question 8. Trust your gut. When you're going back and changing your answers, trust your gut. They say that your first instinct is your best instinct, so maybe you don't want to change it. Go back and make sure you answered all the questions. This is a very typical problem that happens. When I was in high school, I did very poorly on a test that I had studied for, and what had happened was I had skipped an entire page. My teacher was kind enough to let me go back and redo it, but that may not always be the case. Take your time and remember to write your name on the test. In high school and college, there were still students who didn't write their name on their test. Before the test, start studying early, not the night before. Make flashcards, studies with friends or family. Get a good night's sleep. Remember how important sleep is. Eat something the day of the test. A lot of students I work with do not eat breakfast, which I need to let you know I do not support. But eat something. Eat a protein bar, eat a banana, eat a shake. I don't know. Just eat something before you go in to take that test. This is a pretty funny, I think it's funny, song about test prep. So I hope you like it.
You got a test coming up? That's cool. Ned has some tips that can help you out. Check. 1.
Let's talk preparation. Pack your bag before bed, have it all in the location.
2.
Go to bed at a decent hour. Wake up nice and early and feel the power.
3.
Eat some healthy food based on nutrition. Stay away from junk food.
4.
Wear comfy clothes. Make test stay comfy from your head to your
It's
toes.
a test, so just go do your best. Take minutes and testing tips and let your brain do the rest. 5.
When the test hits your desk, that's about the time you want to take a deep breath.
6.
Read all the directions. This is important to make the right connection.
7.
When you answer right neatly, you change your mind, erase completely.
8.
Think about your pace, skip if you're stuck, but please don't race.
Test, so just go do your best. Take minutes and testing tips and let your brain do the rest.
9. When you think you're done, there's one more thing, give your test a rerun.
10.
and this will help you get through. Plan something fun to look forward to.
It's just a test, so just go do your best. Take this and testing tips and let your brain do the rest.
Congratulations, you've learned the foundations. Your testing sensation, stop accumulation!
Test, so just go do your best. Take this and testing tips and let your brain do the rest.
All right, like I said, that was just a funny video to kind of remind us of some test taking skills. What can you do to help you through the test taking anxiety? Maybe you're not sleeping the night before, or maybe you have a stomach ache in the morning. Those are all pretty common signs of test taking anxiety. I want to remind you that you can talk to your parents, you can talk to a teacher, talk to the school counselor, let them know that you're struggling with this. Maybe your mom or dad or grandma and grandpa or the teacher can make sure you have a snack or something. There's a solution to all of these problems. And of course, we've been talking a lot about mindfulness. We can take some mindful moments. So take deep breaths between the questions. If you're stuck on a question, take a deep breath and remind yourself that you have this. Sometimes what I like to do is rub my hands together or rub my hands on my knees just to kind of remind myself to calm down. Especially, I know this is embarrassing and nobody likes to talk about it, but sometimes when I'm nervous, my hands get sweaty. So rubbing my hands on my knees kind of helps that. And say kind, positive things to yourself. The video talked a little bit about self-talk and saying positive self-talk, but self-talk is that voice inside your head. It's often negative, and that is not helpful. I want you to take a moment to think about how much negativity runs through your thoughts every day. Today, we're going to talk about that negative self-talk in test taking and how to turn that around. But in some of our upcoming, especially in our upcoming episodes, especially when we talk about image, we are really going to take another look at self-talk. So say to yourself, I got this. Say to yourself, I studied, I prepared, I'm going to do my best. You can say, I don't have to get 100%. When you're stuck on an answer, when you're stuck on a question, that's a great thing to tell yourself. It's one question. I can get through this. Take a deep breath and get back to it. That's what I tell myself. When I get stuck on something that's too hard, I will literally say to myself, Jessica, take a deep breath and get back and do what you need to do. Take a minute to think about what you can say to yourself during a test, before a test, the night before a test. They need to be positive and they need to be uplifting. So I have one more very short video, and it is about mindfulness, of course. And this is something that you can do maybe before a test in the morning, before you go to school.
Hi, and welcome to Headspace. So no matter what's going on in your life right now, no matter how many thoughts are racing around your mind, no matter how the body's feeling, just take a moment to sit down and take a big deep breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe in, a sense of taking in fresh air, the lungs expanding. As you breathe out, a sense of letting go of any stress in the body, in the mind, just feeling the muscles soften and relax. And close your eyes if you'd like to. One more. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just take a moment to pause. Allow the thoughts to come and go. And then just gently opening the eyes again.
So
Hi, and welcome to...
That mindful moment, it took a minute. And it's perfect for a test. And if you don't want to close your eyes because you don't want to draw attention to yourself, just focus on maybe your desk or something in the classroom and take some deep breaths while you focus on whatever it is that you're looking at. So as I said before, I did find some other really great mindful test taking videos and some test taking videos on YouTube, but they are a little longer. So I'm going to put them in my Google Classroom tomorrow probably. And if you'd like to go take a look, here's my Google Classroom code. It's 7MPWZQT. If you'd like to email me with any questions, if your parents have any questions, they could also email me. And I'm going to do open Zoom Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon, and I will post the link in the Google Classroom if you have any questions, if you want to share any additional test taking skills with us. And if you want to check out the videos for the additional videos, they'll probably be there by Wednesday afternoon. My next two videos are going to be on peer pressure, social skills, and bullying in middle school. I feel that's where a lot of the concern was when we did the survey. So that's going to be my focus for the next couple of episodes. During these episodes of the self-esteem and the bullying and all that fun stuff of middle school, please email me or come to the Zoom meetings if you have any questions or concerns. And all right, thank you for listening, and I look forward to the next one. Thank you.